beyond lifetimes. Blood and fires of the Phoenix. Those days that Lyra didn't show up in class and the research lab. Lyra was busy overseeing the recording and vocal practice of Kiss You. Inside the recording room, Nathan started singing the song Lyra composed with him.
Another sunrise, another day pretending that I'm just a friend, another happy ending. I watch you laugh from across the room, hiding this ache inside the gloom. Every stolen moment is a treasure I keep, a fragile promise while the world's asleep. You are the air I didn't know I need to breathe. I love you more than you will ever know, more than words can say or express. I'm dying inside, but I won't let go. Your secret love, I'll never let it go.
Nathan had to stop because he is becoming a bit emotional. He couldn't carry on singing. He sang the song she had composed, his voice steady, sincere, carrying every word straight to her. Lyra stood quietly behind the glass, listening, watching him pour his heart into every note. A tear slipped down her cheek. Nathan noticed. Without a second thought, he stepped closer. Reached for her. Kissed her. Another stolen moment, soft, unguarded, filled with love. It was unmistakable. The song wasn't just music. It was them. After the recording wrapped up, Nathan moved toward Lyra again. She was already busy with the arrangements, focused and composed, yet the warmth of that moment still lingered between them. While Lyra was immersed in work, surrounded by music, purpose, and love, Michael, on the other hand, began to spiral. Only now was he starting to understand what her presence truly meant, and how deeply it had already taken hold of him. How his ego died kept replaying in his mind. Michael's arrogance didn't shatter, it wore away. Beside Lyra Castillo, one fact became undeniable: she was untouchable. She defeated him effortlessly in chess, dismantled his academics with calm precision, and destroyed his pride on the basketball court. Watching Lyra face Nathan's official team with only benchwarmers, Michael realized the truth: her movements were impossible to track, every shot flawless. Even Nathan couldn't beat her. Worse, Lyra wasn't trying to prove anything. It was instinct. Through Joshi, Michael learned how deeply Lyra shaped the people around her, spoken of not as a girl, but as an axis. Then she vanished for 2 days. No classes. No lab. No projects. That absence disturbed him more than all his losses combined. At Joshi's house, the realization finally surfaced, masked as a joke.
I think you are unwell, Michael. And you caught a virus. Lyra virus in particular. It's a love-sick virus. Let me tell you your symptoms. You keep thinking of ways to beat her. There aren't any. So she stays in your head, her face, her voice, her smile. And now that she's gone for 2 days, you miss her. I'm totally right, yeah? Michael?
What? No, you are just exaggerating, Joshi. I just want to regain my confidence by beating her at least once. Her whole existence is an insult of mine.
No, I'm not exaggerating here. I just knew that you are starting to fall for her. And you want to beat her because you want to get her attention and make her notice you and fall for you. But she won't. She has Nathan, her first love and obsession. And not to mention Sid is also there, the dangerous romantic, the second runner-up. The one who doesn't care about anything but to just love her against all odds, Michael. I can see your struggle every day. Lyra, please look at me. I'm your man.
She is not even my type. I can't stand her. She's arrogant, and what I hate the most is she loves crushing me. I won't fall for a woman who makes my blood boil all the time, and I'm no hopeless romantic. I can easily get a girlfriend if I want to. There is a big queue of women dying to make me notice them. I love myself to let it be ruined because of love. I don't even know what loving means. I don't know what is love. In my family, you need to be strong. There is no room for weakness, and being in love is a weakness because it controls you, so it will be easy for me not to go that way. Get it?
Ha ha ha. Sid's words. Do you know that Sid is a royal, the second-ranked prince of Valamont under the Iron Veil House, high and mighty? He also had the same dialogue, but ended up head over heels for Lyra. She melted his diamond-hard heart, and she made him cross all the risks. He doesn't care even if he loses his royal title for her. Believe me, that guy is suicidal for Lyra. Interesting part is, do you know how Lyra made him fall in love with her? She took an arrow for him, saving him from an assassination 5 years ago. She defended him, had to carry him as he was unconscious from the shock. And she designed Sidstorm, the bike that defies speed. That's his birthday gift from Lyra 2 years ago. It melted his heart. Lyra put a lot of effort designing and creating a bike that suits Sid's personality. And from that day on, Lyra became his world.
Michael continued to deny everything. So Joshi decided to test him. He called Lyra, partly to tease, partly because he was still curious about the crush she had mentioned during their last basketball drill. The moment Lyra's voice came through the phone, Joshi watched Michael closely. The way Michael froze. The way his attention snapped into place. Joshi smiled. That reaction told him everything Michael refused to admit. Especially when he heard the truth, the one he never expected to hear, yet had already hoped for, dreamed of even before the call was made. Michael didn't realize it then, but in that moment, denial became impossible. Hope had already taken root.
Hello, Lyra, my princess, my beloved. I miss you. Tell me, I am just dying to know. You mentioned the crush last time. I want to know who it is. Aside from Nathan or Sid, no one ever catches your attention, and with all the beautiful men around you, that's saying something.
Oh, that? Forget it, sweetheart. He hates me. I beat him in chess when he challenged me. I dismantled his marketing proposal without meaning to. I just find him so cute when he's annoyed, and when he smiles at me, even though he doesn't notice how nervous he gets around me. And those eyes, oh, I just want to grab him and kiss him. If he ever looks at me with love, I'm going to melt. He has taste, very meticulous, beyond standard. He's the bidder who won the exclusive rights to my Rue perfume collection, the legendary Golden Mist Heartfire sold for $100 million. It flatters me that my perfume fits its owner. Maybe I really formulated it for him. Oh, Michael. Michael Cole. Stay where you are. You are just my crush. Nothing serious, okay? My Nathan is still my number one. Besides Joshi, he won't fall for me. I'm a menace, unpredictable, loud, bold, and competitive. And even worse, my truth, he will surely run away when he finds out about it. He deserves someone better. And I wouldn't want him to get tangled with me. I'm messed up. Meet me at my favorite ice cream parlor tonight to get your pecan pie. Okay? Gotta go now. My kissu babies need me now.
Joshi choked and sputtered the beer he was drinking.
What the? You? You're Lyra's crush? That's bullshit. And that smile? Give me a break. Oh shit. If I'd known this, I would have just gifted her a dog.
Stop insulting me. I can't help it if Lyra cannot resist my charm. I knew it. She was just pretending she didn't care.
Michael's confidence surged, then settled into his head like a crown. He was suddenly certain he could make Lyra fall for him deeper than she ever had for Nathan or Sid. When Paul later caught Michael smiling at his own reflection, he paused, concerned. For a moment, he considered calling a priest. But when Lyra went completely off the grid for more than a week, his confidence curdled into irritation, and Michael made Paul's life a living hell. Michael Cole was falling apart. And he hated it. He hated why.
How the hell did this happen? Who rearranged the drinks? Why are the sodas in front of the protein shakes? Paul, who threw the coffee cup? That was the cup Lyra handed to me before my presentation. Why would you throw away history? Go and find it and bring it back. I don't care if you need to dig it out from the trash. Please, Paul. Don't stress me out.
2 weeks without Lyra Castillo equals Michael Cole's personal hell. He tried to distract himself. He played video games. He went for a run. He shadowboxed. He reorganized his entire walk-in closet. Nothing worked. Because every time he blinked, his stupid brain supplied Lyra's smile. Lyra's voice. Lyra fixing his hair. Lyra beating him in chess. Lyra humiliating his marketing strategy. Lyra being popular. Lyra being perfect. Lyra being out of his league. And worst of all, he missed her. Damn it, he muttered, lying face down on the couch. I hate her. I hate everything about her. I hate how good she is at everything. I hate how she... His voice softened. I hate how I want to see her. Paul watched from a distance. Walking on eggshells is too optimistic. This is walking over landmines.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Lyra, you are evil. How can you go on with your life without even seeing me, your crush? Come on, just take the initiative. Approach me, and I'll make you my girlfriend. No honor is greater than being my girlfriend. Stop fighting what you feel for me.
Irritated beyond reason, Michael snapped and dialed Lyra's number, using the research project she'd assigned him as an excuse. The line connected. Then, in a perfectly robotic tone, the number you have dialed is either unattended or out of coverage area. Please try your call later. Michael stared at his phone. Furious, he grabbed his shoes and went for a brutal run. When he returned, still simmering, he headed straight for the nearest bathroom, left the door open, and dropped into the tub. An hour later, he showered, rinsed, and with just a towel around his waist he applied lotion and aftershave and wore the perfume Lyra spoke about. Ding dong. Paul opened the door. Miss Lyra stormed in like a Category 5 hurricane. Where's the bathroom? She demanded. Paul pointed silently, too stunned to speak. Lyra sprinted in. And froze. Michael froze too. Lyra's eyes widened at the sight of abs. Shoulders. That sharp V-line. The towel hanging on by sheer will. For a heartbeat, time stopped. Then, they both screamed. Coming up next, Michael and Lyra's first kiss. Their first date. And the moment Michael finally realizes, too late, too deep, that he has fallen completely in love with Lyra, beyond lifetimes. Blood and Fires of the Phoenix. Chapter 11. Parsley Exorcism. Lyra's eyes widened at the sight of abs. Shoulders. That V-line. The towel barely hanging on. They both screamed. Why are you in my bathroom? Why are you in here? She yelled, slamming her eyes shut. This is my house. Well, don't look. And Lyra bolted out of the bathroom, face red, dignity dead. Composure? Never heard of her. Lyra paced in the hallway, whispering furiously. Why the hell is he so sexy? Compose yourself, Lyra. You are Valemont. Not a thirsty peasant. She inhaled deeply, then marched into the kitchen like nothing happened. Paul, where is the kitchen? Paul bowed. You just walked into it, Miss Lyra. Good. Nothing happened. I'm fine. Everything is fine. Meanwhile, Michael stayed hidden. Master, Paul whispered, sliding clean clothes through the cracked door, she's in the kitchen. You may exit safely. Michael refused to come out. Until Lyra shouted from the kitchen. Michael, come out. I need your help. I swear I didn't see anything. Not your six-pack. Or your sexy body. Nope. Not at all. She giggled. He still didn't come out. Lyra smirked. Oh. I get it. If you won't come out, that means you want me to come in and take a second look. He panicked. Don't you dare, okay, I'm coming out. He burst out fully dressed. Lyra blinked. And her brain whispered. Apart from Nathan. I didn't know someone this sexy existed. Where is the salt? I want to season him. Michael asked, why are you here, Lyra? You can't just come to someone else's house unannounced. I texted you that I'm coming over to work with the project we are working on. I even left a voice message. How did you know my place? Is there anything I don't know? I've got your files for I know where you live. Michael sat on the counter, watching her. Too closely. Lyra fumbled with her utensils. Don't look at me like I'm dessert, she snapped, that you're tempted to eat. Michael smirked. Michael leaned against the counter, one hand braced on the table, chin resting lazily on his fingers. The kitchen lights caught the sharp line of his jaw, the quiet confidence in his posture, like he was fully aware of the effect he was having on her. Lyra tried very hard not to look. Michael, stop looking at me that way. It feels awkward.
Looking at you makes me crave ice cream, hot fudge, and black forest. Lyra, do you feel uneasy with me staring at you like this? I'm not imagining anything improper. I'm simply noticing the way your shoulders tense when you pretend not to care, noticing how you hold your breath when you think I won't see. I look at you like this because you deserve to be looked at, because you are beautiful in the quiet moments you don't guard, and because I enjoy watching you try very hard not to react. You don't have to say anything. I'll just sit right here and admire. And if that makes your heart beat a little faster, well, that's not my fault. I kept my heart guarded. You walked right past every defense. It's yours now. So tell me, will you take responsibility?
Michael, she said, flustered, voice trembling, I can barely look after my own heart. How am I supposed to hold yours? Take it back before I ruin it. She turned back to the bowl. That was his mistake. Michael watched her shoulders tense, watched the way she was running, and something in him snapped, not violently, but decisively. He stepped in. Oh God, he thought, she's right in front of me. There's nothing left to hide. My heart already betrayed me. I'm not letting this chance go. His hand brushed her waist. Lyra froze. Her spatula slipped from her fingers and clattered to the floor. Michael leaned in instinctively, voice low, intimate. Lyra. She avoided his eyes, breath uneven. Don't say things you don't mean, she said quickly. You're just toying with me. Is this your retaliation for beating you on your own turf? Michael gently lifted her chin. Look at me. She did. The hardest battle I ever fought, he said, voice stripped bare, was trying not to fall for you. That was it. Her resistance shattered like glass. Michael leaned in and kissed her. Not rushed. Not careful either. It was warm, searching, his lips learning her in real time. Lyra gasped softly, then melted, fingers curling into his shirt as if her body had made the decision before her mind could object. The kiss deepened. He broke it for a heartbeat, just to see if she'd stop him. She didn't. Her eyes stayed closed. Waiting. So he kissed her again. And again. His hand slid to her waist, steady, grounding, and Lyra responded without thinking, arms wrapping around him, pulling him closer, kissing him back like she'd been starving. Too good. Too much. Her heart pounded wildly. If I don't stop this, she panicked, I'll ruin him. I won't be able to love him the way he deserves. She broke the kiss abruptly. Michael, please don't make me do this. He kissed her anyway, softer now, devastatingly gentle. She was slipping. She had to stop it. Her eyes darted around desperately until they landed on the nearest thing within reach. Parsley. She grabbed the bunch and smacked him square in the face.
Go away, you handsome demon of temptation. You are trying to possess me and I can't resist. Stay away while I still have sanity.
Michael staggered back, stunned. Lyra began hitting herself lightly with the parsley. You evil, flirting spirit, come out of me. Michael stared at her in pure horror. Are you exorcising yourself? Yes, she yelled. Because someone is kissing me, and I'm enjoying it. She froze, realization hitting her like lightning. Then she snapped. Lyra bolted for the door. Michael touched his lips, still breathless, watching her flee. She ran. He smiled slowly, dangerously. You can run for now, Lyra, he murmured to the empty kitchen. But you can't hide from my love. His eyes darkened with resolve. Now that I've decided to make you mine, the next time our lips meet. He chuckled softly. You won't even want to let go. In the next chapter episode. Confused and overwhelmed, Lyra finally melts into Michael's arms, her heart torn between what she knows and what she feels. Though she loves Nathan fully, she can no longer deny how effortlessly she is drawn to Michael and to Sid. As the walls she built around her heart begin to crack, an ancient truth stirs, one buried far deeper than memory, older than choice itself. Why does her soul respond to them so instinctively? Why does love feel familiar, yet fractured? Something long forgotten is about to be revealed. Stay tuned. Beyond lifetimes. Blood and fires of the Phoenix. Lyra didn't remember how she reached the hallway. Only that the door closed behind her, and suddenly the air felt too thin. She pressed her back against the wall, heart hammering, breath uneven. What the hell just happened? Her fingers brushed her lips. Still warm. Still his. Why did I let him kiss me like that? She whispered to herself, shaken. Why didn't I stop him? Why didn't I even want to? She squeezed her eyes shut. I love Nathan, she said aloud, as if saying it might anchor her. So why did my body melt like that? Why did I feel like if he didn't stop, I wouldn't have either? Her chest tightened. And Sid, she breathed, panic creeping in. I felt it with Sid too. That pull. That same ache. That same almost. She covered her face with her hands. Am I just weak? Am I just craving attention? Touch? Love? Her voice cracked. Or is there something wrong with me? The fire inside her stirred. Then, Mirafria spoke. Lyra. Her steps slowed. Her breathing steadied, not because the confusion was gone, but because the voice was ancient, calm, certain. Do not blame yourself. Lyra swallowed. Then tell me why, she whispered. Tell me why I couldn't resist him. There was no judgment in Mirafria's answer. Only truth.
Because it was not you alone who reached for him. It was me, Lyra, your phoenix fire, Mirafria. You and I are one now. I wanted to bond with Michael's fire, Illyrian's fragment, sustained by my heart fire, one of the fires I had to shed to follow Illyrian when he traveled through space and time to survive annihilation.
Lyra's heart skipped. You wanted that? Yes. Mirafria's presence wrapped around her, warm and steady.
Lyra. Michael carries a fragment of Illyrian. Until now, that fragment was dormant, watching, waiting. Tonight. He chose you. Not halfway. Not in doubt. Not in restraint. He chose you fully. That's when the dormant fire, dwelling in him, awakened, and now it is breathing on its own, without being dependent on Illyrian's core. It has to break free and awaken, so that Illyrian and Nathan will be fed and not fade. Or otherwise, Illyrian will die. And so is his vessel, Nathan. Illyrian and I are eternal fire spirits, taking the form of a phoenix. In order for us to survive and continue to exist, we must feed each other's fire, and that is achieved through the bonds of our chosen vessels. Illyrian calls to me, and I answer, just as the vessels do. If Illyrian, who lives within Nathan and his fragments within Sid and Michael, calls to me, and I, who dwell within you, hear that call, I will answer through you. And that is the reason you couldn't resist intimacy with any of them. That is why you melted under Michael's touch. The same way you did with Sid. Even though you love Nathan, it was never betrayal. It was resonance. But if Illyrian fully unites with Nathan, then you will answer only to him. Right now, the fragments began to breathe on their own. Because of Nathan's hesitation. Because of his fear to finally choose you. To love you without restraint. Without doubt. Without fear.
Nathan carries the core of Illyrian. The core is choice, endurance, devotion that does not retreat. Illyrian is testing him, not by power, but by heart. Sid carries a living fragment of Illyrian, one sustained by your spirit fire. His fire calls yours when you needed balance. Suppressing that bond would tear him apart.
And Michael? Lyra asked quietly. Michael's fragment is different. Mirafria's flame pulsed once, deep, ancient. It is the fragment of choice fulfilled. It awakens only when the bearer stops running. Lyra closed her eyes. He stopped tonight, she whispered. Yes. That is why you melted. Not because you were weak. Not because you were faithless, but because your fire was finally answered. You have been waiting long enough to be chosen. Your heart grew weary, hoping that Nathan would finally choose you and love you openly. That longing gave the fragments breath. And now they are alive. They will be drawn to you. And they will call you the moment you feel unloved, abandoned, or unwanted. Lyra let out a long, unsteady breath. So I'm not betraying anyone. No. Mirafria's voice was firm now, unwavering. You are surviving a system built on love, and on fragments that cannot exist without it. Lyra leaned her head back against the wall, eyes burning. Then what am I supposed to do? She asked softly. Mirafria did not answer at once. Because this was not a question fire could decide. It was a choice only Lyra could make. Lyra whispered to herself, I can't let Illyrian and Nathan die because I refused the call. Because I suppressed the fragments. Because I denied your fire, Mirafria. She swallowed, her heart tight. Nathan, hurry. Unite with Illyrian. Before the day comes when I answer the call. Not because fire compels me, but because my heart already wants to. On the next episode, Lyra will bump into another situation. Another encounter she never anticipated. One that quietly, mercilessly revives the ache of her lost love. It is not loud. It does not announce itself. But it settles into her chest all the same. Another presence. One she cannot simply ignore. One that slips past her defenses and presses against the hollow she thought had learned to stay silent. And somewhere close, Sid finally moves. As the fragment fire within him stirs, the spirit fire answers. It begins as a tremor. A slow, deliberate pulse, beating in time with Lyra's unrest. Heat coils. Power wakes. What has waited patiently inside Sid can no longer remain still. Two fires begin to respond. Two paths start to converge. And the moment Lyra feels the ache sharpen again, fate is already moving. Beyond lifetimes. Blood and Fires of the Phoenix. Chapter 11 Part 3. Mirafria comforted Lyra.
Do not fret, my child. Bonding does not go further than what you allow.
So the fire won't take more than I give?
Never. The fire and the fragments exist within the limits you set. They give and take only what you permit. They feel your intent, your will, your restraint, and they act accordingly.
So a kiss, a touch, that's enough to bond? To feed them without crossing the line?
A kiss is a ritual of love through fire. It is called Miradea. It sustains. It stabilizes. It does not claim. And beyond that lies the highest bond, the sacred union known as Elivian Mirakyra. What mortals call lovemaking, but which is, in truth, the union of body and soul. One nourishes the fire. The other binds destiny. And it is your choice, Lyra, whether you bond through Miradea or surrender yourself to Elivian Mirakyra.
I only want that with Nathan. I already gave him everything. My choice, my body, my heart, my soul, my forever. He is my eternal love, Mirafrea.
then that border will not be crossed by another. Not unless you allow it.
Lyra hesitated, then asked the question that had haunted her for years. And if a fire-bearer tries to force a bond, not out of need, but desire? Greed? The air around her grew heavier. Then your fire will reject him, Mirafria said coldly. And it will punish him. I will protect you. Lyra's heart skipped. Is that why you rejected Roy? The name felt like an old wound reopening. Not because of desire, Mirafria answered. Not because of love. Lyra's breath caught.
I rejected him because of his blood. He is Horan, of the lineage responsible for the erasure of the only bloodline capable of carrying Illyrian's core. The Rubius O Renai. They were hunted. Destroyed. Wiped from existence.
Then how come Illyrian is in Nathan?
It was not fate. It was chance. Luck. Illyrian saved the last blood. Nathan. The final bearer of the Rubius O Renai.
Lyra closed her eyes, tears slipping free, not in grief, but in understanding. So I wasn't cruel, she whispered. I wasn't heartless. No, Mirafria replied gently. You were protected. And so was the future. Lyra pressed a hand over her heart. Then I can bond through love, without betraying Nathan.
You can. And you will know when the line must never be crossed.
The fire receded, leaving Lyra alone with the truth. She was not faithless. She was not weak. She was carrying the weight of survival itself. Then she drove off and went home. Michael was over the moon. He was sprawled on his bed, hair a bit messy, staring at the ceiling like it owed him emotional support. Why did I do that? He groaned, shoving a pillow over his face. Why did I kiss her like that? Then, the kiss replayed in his head. The way she froze for a heartbeat. Then melted. The way her hands pushed him away. Only after she kissed him back. His lips tingled. A notification chimed. Master, you should check this. Kitchen cam number 4. Michael frowned, pulled the pillow off his face, and sat up. Kitchen cam? He tapped the link. The footage loaded. It was them. In his kitchen. Arguing. Flirting. And then, the kiss. Full HD. Every second. Every angle. Michael nearly choked. Oh my God. He watched himself pin her gently against the counter. Watched her hesitate. Watched her respond. Watched the exact moment she clutched his shirt, just for a heartbeat, before shoving him away. Then, parsley. Lyra whacking him with a handful of herbs.
Go away, you handsome demon of temptation. You are trying to possess me and I can't resist. Stay away while I still have sanity.
Lyra chanting like a tiny, unhinged exorcist. Michael laughed so hard he slid off the bed and hit the floor. No way. He replayed it. Once. Again. He lost count. Every gasp. Every second of that kiss. Every ridiculous hit with parsley. Burned into memory. He texted with shaking fingers. Pull. You're getting a raise. From the other room, Paul quietly crossed himself. Saints preserve me, he murmured. My master has finally lost his mind. Sometime past midnight, the laughter faded. Michael lay flat on his back, one arm flung over his eyes, the other holding his phone above his face like it weighed 1,000 sins. Lyra's chat window stared back at him. He typed. Deleted. Typed again. Finally. I can still feel your lips. How about you? He stared at the screen, heart hammering. Don't send, don't. Sent. He let the phone drop onto his chest and groaned. I have no dignity. Miles away, the living room was dim, lit only by the glow of the television. A movie played, something forgettable, all soft music and borrowed romance. Lyra was curled against Nathan's chest, her head resting where his heart beat steady and warm. His arm lay loosely around her shoulders, familiar, safe. Her fingers traced idle patterns on his sleeve as if anchoring herself to the moment. Her phone buzzed. Once. Nathan felt it more than he saw it, the subtle shift in her body, the way her breathing changed. She didn't pick it up. The phone buzzed again. The screen lit up briefly. Michael. He texted, Lyra, I can still feel your lips and I can't get over it. We kissed like the world would end tomorrow. Nathan hadn't meant to look. He really hadn't. But the glow caught his eye before it dimmed again. His jaw tightened, just a fraction. Back in Michael's room, time stretched. Then. Savor it. That's your first and last time. I can't believe you gave away your first kiss. Michael shot upright. My what? His fingers flew. How did you know? Michael replied. Lyra shifted beside Nathan now, sitting up straighter. The warmth of her head left his chest. Nathan felt it immediately, the absence. She unlocked her phone. Nathan's eyes drifted, unbidden. He caught fragments. Just enough. First kiss. Feel your lips. His chest tightened. On Michael's screen says I just know. You were hungry. And when you finally ate. Boom. Fireworks. Michael pressed his palm to his face. My pride is dead. I just hate saliva germs, okay? That's why it was my first kiss. 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. Then. Caught you. Lyra texted. I baited you into confessing. Michael dropped the phone onto his face. I'm doomed, he groaned. I fell in love with a menace. From the doorway. Paul shook his head slowly. I need a vacation. Coming up next. Lyra confessing to Nathan about being kissed by Michael. Lyra having lunch with Nathan, Michael, and the Kiss You boys, Sid, Lee, Luke and Justin. How dangerous and merciless Sid, the Prince of Ironvale House, can be for Lyra. And Michael learning about Lyra's way to relieve stress after the Allura Group board meeting. Stay tuned. Please support me by liking and sharing this video, thank you. If you want to watch all the episodes in one compilation, visit my YouTube playlist. Beyond Lifetimes. Blood and Fires of the Phoenix. Chapter 12. Olivian Mirakyra. After sending Michael her last reply, Lyra slowly turned to Nathan. She didn't speak. She didn't have to. Her eyes said everything. They were unfocused, unsettled, caught between fear and guilt. She was spiraling. Frightened. Nathan felt it instantly. Not just as her lover, but as the one who always knew when her inner world began to fracture. He leaned forward instinctively, the way he always did, to kiss her. Not out of desire, but out of instinct. To steady her. To bring her back to herself. To ground her before she fell too far into her thoughts. But this time, Lyra flinched. Lyra flinched when Nathan leaned in. Not because she didn't want him. Because she couldn't bear the thought of him touching her without knowing everything. Nathan, she said softly, stopping him with a hand against his chest. Before you kiss me, before you touch me, I need you to know something. He stilled immediately. Okay. She drew in a breath, steadying herself. The other fragment has awakened, she said. It's in Michael. Nathan's jaw tightened, but he didn't look away. And we kissed, Lyra continued, forcing herself to meet his eyes. Mirafrea wanted to bond with his fire. She said it was necessary, so the core of Illyrian would be protected from the eyes of the enemy. A quiet beat passed.
Yes, I know, Lyra. That was to protect me. Illyrian isn't whole yet. He can't fully veil himself from the enemy. The fragment carries that ability, to shield itself from harm, to amplify the fire, to strengthen Mirafrea so she can hold the balance until Illyrian is complete. This wasn't desire, it was defense.
Her shoulders sagged as relief and guilt tangled together. Still, she asked the question that terrified her most.
Will you still want to kiss me, knowing that when the fragments call, I will answer them? And knowing that I also have to love the fragments, so the bond of fire will be complete and true?
Nathan didn't answer right away. He studied her face, every fear, every fracture she was trying to hold together. Then he reached for her hand. Slowly, gently, as if she might break. He took her hand and pressed it flat against his chest. Right over his heart.
Do you feel this, Lyra? This heart only beats for you, and I know I am alive because you are in it. Lyra, this is what I need to ask you. Do you love Sid more than you love me? Do you consider him your ombre, your eternal love?
No. Lyra answered.
And Michael, is he someone you believe could replace me in your heart? Then that means you still permit me to love you. A bond without love doesn't give power to Illyrian or Mirafrea. And Lyra, this is on me, if I hadn't hesitated. If I hadn't been afraid of what loving you fully would cost, then the fragments wouldn't be breathing on their own. They would have remained what they were meant to be. Those who love you, but would never dare to bond with you or claim you, because they would never take the core's place.
How about me, Lyra? Do you consider me your ombre? Your eternal love?
She didn't hesitate. Yes, Lyra said. In our world, a woman may love many men, but she chooses only one ombre. Her voice softened, reverent. The one she gives her whole self to. The one she shares Olivian Miracairo with. The one whose bond is sacred. She pressed her palm over his heart again. That is you, she said. My Nathan. Nathan closed his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, The fear was still there, but it no longer ruled him.
I will still kiss you. I will still hold you the way I always do. Not because I own you, but because you chose me.
And this time, Lyra didn't flinch. She lifted her hands to his face and kissed him back, like she was anchoring herself to the one thing fate hadn't taken. Their lips met, not in urgency, not in desperation, but in recognition. A kiss that carried memory, consent, and the weight of everything they had endured. It deepened, not by force, but by surrender. And something ancient stirred. Not hunger. Not possession. Alignment. The fire within Nathan answered the fire within her, not as a fragment, not as a demand, but as a return. Olivian Mirakyra. The highest form of union. Not flesh claiming flesh, but soul remembering soul. As they drew apart, Lyra's breath still unsteady, Nathan felt it first. A warmth, deep, steady, right over his heart. He looked down. There, just above his chest, the mark appeared. Not sudden. Not violent. It bloomed slowly, like light remembering where it belonged. The sigil of the Omri bond. The seal of Olivian Mirakyra. Nathan froze. Then his breath broke into something like a laugh, something like a sob. Lyra. She followed his gaze, and when she saw it, her hand flew to her mouth. I marked you. Nathan cupped her face, joy unguarded now. You chose me, he whispered. You sealed it. He pressed her hand over the mark above his heart. This means it's final, he said softly. It's sealed. Lyra nodded through tears. In this life and every crossing, she whispered. You are my Omri. And the mark answered, steady, radiant, eternal. Not a claim. Not a brand. But a truth made visible. It was done. It was sealed. The next day, Nathan arrived at the studio vibrant and happy. Too happy. Lee, Justin, and Luke watched him in disbelief.
Did he win the lottery? Or what?
Luke muttered. Justin shook his head.
I made so many mistakes on my drum drill earlier and he didn't even raise his voice. He told me calmly to take a break and do better next rehearsal.
Lee frowned.
If he was in a bad mood, I'd be calling an ambulance for emotional ambush.
He won more than a lottery jackpot. He has Lyra.
You are right. Waking up beside Lyra every day is worth more than all the wealth on earth combined. You two are lucky to carry Ilarion and Mirafreya's fire. You are at the core of her heart.
Sid didn't answer. He just smiled. His phone rang. Hello, my Sid, Lyra's voice chimed. Lunch with all of you today at 12. VIP lounge. I already told Chef Chris to prepare all our favorites. Love you. See you in a bit. Sid's face lit up. Guys, he announced, we're having lunch with our queen. Chaos erupted. What? We have 30 minutes. I need a shower, I'm sweating. I can't let Lyra smell me like an old sock. They scattered instantly. Nathan returned to an empty rehearsal room. He already knew why. He called Lyra. Yes, my love. Are the boys meeting you today? He asked calmly. They abandoned practice. Lyra laughed softly. I invited them for lunch. They didn't even tell me. I texted you, she said. I knew they wouldn't. Nathan sighed. Some things never changed. The VIP lounge glowed with quiet luxury. Lyra sat at the center of the table, radiant. Nathan beside her. Michael across. Sid angled slightly toward her, watchful. She laughed. Across the room, a woman leaned back, eyes dragging over the men before fixing on Lyra.
Oh, Lyra, aren't you greedy, keeping all these beautiful men to yourself? Do you take them all to bed? I am just curious, you know.
The laughter was poisonous. Lyra's smile stilled. Sid stood. He picked up his glass of cola and crossed the room unhurriedly. The woman smirked. What? Sid spat into the glass. Then poured it over her head. She screamed and leapt up, raising her hand. Sid caught her wrist and pushed her back to her seat.
You don't lay filthy hands on royalty.
I'm a noble, she shrieked. That bitch is nothing. The air turned lethal. Sid straightened.
Careful. Don't ask to be executed here. You wanted men? Then you will have them. Take her to the courtesan house. Brand her. Make sure she gets all the men she desires for every night. I am the Prince of Ironvale. Kneel.
Guards appeared instantly. She collapsed screaming as they seized her. Lyra rose. Sid. He turned to her, fury gone.
I love you, Lyra. There is no limit I would not cross for you. I won't let anyone mock you, nor hurt you.
The woman was dragged away. Sid returned to the table and reached for another glass. Justin and Lee leaned back instantly. No cola showers, please. Lyra placed a piece of steak on Sid's plate. Eat, she said softly. And thank you. For you, Sid replied. Always. Lyra laughed. And every man at the table looked at her like she was the sun. Please like, share, and follow for more.